Hello, this is Mrs. Poland, and I'd like to go over a couple of problems from today's lesson on the sum and difference of two cubes. As with any type of factoring, the first thing you're going to do is look to see if there's a GCF, and there isn't in this problem. The next thing you're going to do is look at each term. We have two terms, and we know that 64 is both a perfect square and a perfect cube. But a cube is a perfect cube when 25 is a perfect cube and b cubed is a perfect cube. And we see a plus sign in between, and that means that this meets the conditions for sum of two cubes, aka SOX. Next, we're going to write down the formula. A cubed plus b cubed is equal to a plus b times a squared, that's the first term squared, minus the first term times the last term, plus the last term squared. Next, we're going to identify what a is and what b is. So a is the cube root of 64a cubed, which is equal to 4a. b is equal to the cube root of 125b cubed, which is equal to 5b. We now substitute into the formula. So it's a plus b, or the first term times plus the last term. And that binomial is multiplied by the first term squared, so it's not just the 4 that's squared, but the 4 as well. So that's 16a squared minus, now you're going to multiply the two terms together. 4a times 5b is 20ab. Now you're going to take that last term and square it. And now let's just box in our answer. For the second problem, again, we go ahead and we take a look to see if there is any GCF, and there isn't. And we see that 27 and 125 are a perfect cube, x cubed as well. And in this case, we see a minus in between. So this meets the conditions of difference of two cubes or docs. So we write down the formula. A cubed minus b cubed is equal to a minus b times the first term squared plus the first term times the last term plus the last term squared. We identify what the first term is. So it's the cube root of 27x cubed, which is 3x. We identify the cube root of the last term, and that gives us 5. And now we're ready to substitute into the formula. So it's the first term minus the last term. We now square the first term, so it's not just the x that's squared, but the 3 as well. And now you're going to multiply the first term times the last term. Notice I'm not including the sign. And now we take that last term squared. And we're done. Sometimes students want to factor that second trinomial further, but when you're applying the DOC and SOC formula, that trinomial piece is prime. Hope this helps.